One of the things that's come through today, and not just out of what we've been speaking about here, and it's something that Jane and I have spoken about before, is the expression of habitat. And two words have resonated for me today: respect and habitat. And I'd like Greta and Jane to both make comment about that particular setting. I mean, it's very, very easy because Greta is studying habitat and movement of habitat, and Jane is obviously creating habitat. So I'd like to just hear from them about those two words, respect and habitat. Perhaps Greta?
Thanks for that, Tony. I think habitat is absolutely critical for a whole range of functions, and it's obviously something that I think through all the projects that were shown today, citizen scientists are able to contribute to in an incredibly valuable way. The other word that I heard very frequently was collaboration as well, and themes of feeling valued and how important that is, communicating back to people how their activities have been really important. So I was really pleased to hear the similarities and the synergies between all of these very different projects and approaches, but we're highlighting consistent themes.
Well, certainly for me, collaboration is a really big part of what I do, and I couldn't at all have these projects without collaborating with scientists. And it's really important for me, and what I might sort of assume is true about a certain species or a certain habitat is often incorrect. And I've learnt so much from working with these scientists who are astonishing people in the top of their field of whatever creature that they're working with. I've got 5 projects and 4 of them in the marine world. And collaboration is so important. It's so important that I am informed by them and guided by them, and it makes me able to do my best work. One of the other words that I came up with today was also a couple of thoughts as sort of like empathy and care. The fact that people who work as a citizen science really care about their place. Often it sort of starts with a place that's really important for them, but also that idea of really caring. And I've heard you speak, Greta, in the past about your children, and I think you sort of spoke about that in the movie today, but also the way that you spoke today, Tony. And also it's not only caring about the people who go on your tour and who are working for you, but also you spoke about the dolphins as who is there and who's around. So it's like that idea that you're actually really identifying with each species as an important sentient being. So that's something that I find really exciting in my work, is that I create for something, and when I'm creating, I'm thinking about that creature and how they're going to engage, how this habitat might work for them or not. And so maybe if you can talk about that a bit more.
Actually, that's a very, very good point. I think it's almost coming to the end of our time, and it gives us a perfect segue in the sense that when we're talking habitat, we're often talking a European notion. That's what we call it. Our First Nations people call it country. And if you look at the way they actually care for country and they actually are part of the environment, that's very, very different from us. Unfortunately, most of us have come from a European background, and our tendency is to want to actually simply take. We take from the earth, we take from the ocean. I mean, the ocean to us, to a major part of the population, we've heard about plastic pollution today, and it's a situation where we like to take things from it. We like to extract, we like to use, and then we use it to throw stuff back into. So there's only got the 2 uses. Use it in those 2 ways. That is not the way of the First Nations people. They have understood for so long what we actually need to do to live in concert with our environment. And that's probably something we all need to look at. And when we introduce people to the environment, we should probably be looking at extending that feeling. And we do have it through citizen scientists. They're protecting their home. They have an intrinsic value towards that particular place, which then can extend out. And so we're part of the step along the way to the First Nations people's understandings. Perhaps it's a pathway that we need to accelerate.